All right. Good afternoon, everyone. I feel like it's really loud over here, but my name is Crystal Holloman, a digital reporter with News 10, and I am joined by the one and only Tim Staudt. And busy day for you.
Oh, yeah,
I can
busy
tell you're
day.
scrolling on your Twitter.
Uh,
Anything new?
I spoke, Fred helped me with the end of radio today. We got a lot going on. He's not here. He's on vacation, although he's working during his vacation. But like you say,
Does it?
there's a lot going on. There's never a dull moment around here in
Never.
sports. It almost seems like there's always something going on. So,
Well, I know after I left here yesterday, just a couple hours after that, MSU had a good announcement coming their way with Malik Hall announcing his return for next season.
he is. Tom Izzo had his wrap-up news conference today. He thinks a couple of his players may declare for the NBA draft and just those guys would be like Akins and Hogard,
Okay.
maybe someone else, just to explore whether or not the NBA considers them someone they'd want to have now. I mean, a lot of players, the rule's different now. You can pull out of the NBA draft. He's not saying they're going to. He thinks a couple of them might do that between now and the draft deadline. But Hall made reference here that he's coming back, and so is Tyson Walker, for a final year. So they'll have 12 scholarship players if nobody changes his mind at the moment. You can have 13. That would give him one to play with if somebody, falls out of the sky that would be a good fit one way or the other. And they had 10 scholarship players this last season, so Tom Izzo said today he likes it a lot more when he's got 12 instead of 10.
There you go. What about, I know Hall had an injury that they were working on.
There it is.
Yep.
He couldn't get rid of that foot injury. Now, you got to work out during the summer, but I'm sure that, and hopefully it's not chronic with him, that he's just off injured or injury prone or whatever, hopefully for his sake, because Tom said today all these guys, and it's been a trademark of his teams through 28 years, they all have to get better in the summertime, and I think many of them do, and that's why from year to year to year, some of these guys who get more playing opportunities look better because they improve during the summer. So we'll see.
All right. I think everybody around here, all of the state fans that we have around here, were very, very happy, not only with Walker, but then getting to see Hall. And like you said, Tom Izzo was speaking today. It actually just wrapped up not too long ago, but he was reflecting on this past season. And MSU is retaining 5 of its 6 leading scorers from the season.
Yeah.
What does that say for Izzo?
Well,
and
I
his
mean,
take?
like he says, he hopes they're highly ranked, although he says Purdue, who won the Big Ten by 3 games, has every single player back in their group. Their top 7 players are all back, and they won the league by 3 games. So he's not convinced that Michigan State, just because of the player it does have and the freshmen coming in, are going to be picked to win the Big. In fact, I would guess they won't be. I would guess they'd be picked second behind Purdue. Doesn't
Okay.
mean they can't overtake them, but take the preseason polls for whatever it's worth. But Michigan State's clearly going to be prominently ranked in the national preseason polls, unlike previous years when they've lost 13 games each of the last 3 seasons. They're 59 and 39 since Cassius Winston left.
Oof.
So I think he would be disappointed if the next team loses as many as 13 games.
I think so. The Red Wings are playing tonight. It is their
Tomorrow night.
tomorrow night. Sorry, they had tonight off. They lost yesterday to Carolina. But what have we learned from this season for the Red Wings? Is the Iser plan working?
They need more players. They need more players. He's obviously trying to load up with NHL draft picks. Now, do you guess right and bring players that can help you get better? I don't think he wants to just make the playoffs and then get knocked out right away because they weren't good enough. This is 7 straight years, no playoffs. Whether or not they add those players, the players he has coming back, make them better than what they are, remains to be seen. So we'll have to see.
Sticking with hockey for just a minute, an announcement that the NHL will be playing its first series in Australia.
That's a long flight.
It is. Arizona Coyotes and Los Angeles Kings will be playing in September. This is the first time the NHL has played in the country, in the Southern Hemisphere at all, actually. And they're actually playing at the same arena that hosts the Australian Open, the main venue for that. So that's pretty cool.
That's the first I've heard of that
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
I think the announcement actually was yesterday, but Australia has hosted exhibition games. They did it between the U.S. and Canada, but no NHL games. So I know that the NFL does this, and the NBA has been doing this with playing in Europe and Mexico, trying to get an international, essentially, fan base.
Well, Australia.
NHL's
That's
international
NHL,
already.
They've done Europe, but they
Yeah.
have not done. Like I said, that's a long flight.
It is.
That's a long flight. At least
very
those are
long
West Coast teams.
That's what I was thinking too. At least they're
At least
some of
they're
the
West
closest
Coast
teams.
yeah.
All right. Well, what can we expect on the sports desk today? I know you're in there working hard.
We'll hear from Tom Izzo at both 5 o'clock and 6:20. I think it's interesting. The details are the Big Ten has a new commissioner in Tony Petitti, which is no surprise. He's a longtime broadcast negotiations executive with Major League Baseball and CBS Sports. They're going to get a guy that can negotiate TV. That's who he is. I don't know much about him. And Robin Freilich's contract, it's come out today. Michigan State's got to pay Bowling Green $400,000 to buy her out and has to play a home-and-home series, Bowling Green and Michigan State in women's basketball. And she got a 6'4" player she had going to Bowling Green is going to come to Michigan State.
Okay.
She'll be one of the tallest players they've ever had.
Ever?
I can't remember
No?
anybody 6'4" there, but
We'll
don't
do
hold
some
me to
research.
that. But at any rate, so it's not cheap getting her. They had to buy, and the new coach at Bowling Green is an assistant from South Carolina to become a head coach. He's taken a $40,000 pay cut. He made $300,000 at South Carolina. He's getting $260,000 at Bowling Green, but he thinks that's his stepping stone to get a head coaching job elsewhere, which shows you in the Mid-American Conference, the moment you get success as a head coach in any sport, somebody comes calling, you're gone, which is what she did going to Michigan State for a lot of money.
A lot of money. It'll be very interesting to follow that, especially the home and home that is coming up. All right, well, we'll have that coming up a little bit later. We got 90 minutes of news starting with
Yep.
First at 5. We'll see Tim at 6. Thanks for watching.